no spoilers, you'll have to watch it.
Fine.
Yeah. See you in a bit, yeah. My name is John Omole, and I played James Zebedee, who is the older brother of John Zebedee, who happens to be also Kenneth Omole, my younger brother. I went round, it was like a little, we do this kind of sibling get-together every once in a while with Paul, and he was talking me through Testament movie, and I was asking how it done, and then he said, then they said they ran a TV series, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. And he just kind of was like, I want you to play James. I was very, very excited because he specifically said, I want you to play James, to try and make this disciple a person. And I think, because I've grown up in the church, I was instantly excited. What's really beautiful about it is they are 12 imperfect disciples, and then somebody goes, okay, play this disciple, and then you go, well, the only way we can play him is if I see him as imperfect, constantly reaching for, like we all are, reaching for Jesus. I think that's what's been special, trying to find that the whole time. So yeah, the character that I've found, I think he understands the earthly things that he has given up in order to live this life for Christ. I think he knows just what he was about to inherit. You know, it may not have been the world, but I think in what we've created, the fishermen, the Zebedees, are actually quite well known. It is a good business. He knows that actually he was about to be earthly wise somebody, and he realizes that he's also nobody. Sometimes he has to remember his role. He has to remember who he is amongst the apostles and how all of them have been chosen for different reasons, and remember that yes, he's called a brother of thunder, but that does not mean he runs around breaking things down. I think he also knows his size. He's a bigger person compared to a lot of people around him as well. So he's somebody that is trying to be a big brother, not just to John, I think to everybody around him, really, if I'm being honest with you, trying to take care of everybody around him, from the new kind of disciples that come into the faith, as well as the people that he has been traveling with since meeting Jesus. I had a few discussions with Paul about James, and I think we were talking about how all 12 kind of have felt that they have been called for a reason and they have their roles. So somebody like John and somebody like Peter, they essentially know that they are called to preach. But with James, his main thing was he will always find other ways to evangelize, and he will always find other ways to help further the gospel. So whether that be baptisms, whether that be one-to-one conversations. Yeah, I think that's what we were looking for James, whereas other people were much better at preaching to the masses. We begin season 1, he feels like they are constantly playing catch up instead of being in front of. So I think he's definitely tired physically, and I think tired mentally, and I think he feels a little bit tired spiritually. He is like so many Christians. When you've gone through a really hard time, you haven't quite seen the end of it yet, and you just need that little bit of strength from somewhere. I think he feels like he's running on empty. He can see the E sign. If he was a car, he can see the dial, you know, hitting E, and he just needs something to pick him up ever so slightly. What's great is that that's human. We as humans sometimes get there, and then God sends something and he's like, here's the energy you needed for your spirit, here's the energy you needed physically, here's the energy you needed mentally. I would say Testament is really fast-paced, but loads of different stories at the same time that are all going to lead to one big ending. And you're going to want to follow every single story because they're all going to ramp up. And it's genuinely just about trying to find the truth. Everybody's going on an adventure. It's really exciting.